That was like a trip down memory lane for you, and I'm sure it was for many here. So many of those individuals I knew really well, and we certainly do miss them. I should also point out that the auction table, door prize table, and I was down here looking at the auction, silent auction items. I don't know whether you've been up to the table, but you gotta check it out. There's a hat and a t-shirt emblazoned with "Hell No" on it. Subtle but right to the point. Check it out, you'll get the meaning of it for sure. You don't want to leave here without it. Hell no. Let's get into our inductions here this afternoon, beginning with a Pioneer Award. Barb Handysides. Barb has always been a bit of an adrenaline junkie, a girl that liked powerful things, first with horses and later with guys who had hot cars. How good is that? That's really good. For the first time she went to Western Speedway at the age of 15, Barb was hooked. At the ripe old age of 18, Barb met Ken Jay at Western Speedway, and in 1966, married him. A lot of wives and girlfriends felt left out after Barb took that information to her good friend Susan Biggs and said, "What do you think about starting a club for the girls that makes them feel included, supportive and helpful, but not interfering?" Between Susan and Barb, they phoned at least one girl in every pit crew and told them about the idea and told them when the first meeting would be. There was a meeting with Reg Midgley to run it by Vitra, and as of October 1967, they became Vitra's first ladies. Barb was 20 years old. It wasn't until 1970 that Vitra's first ladies were recognized at the Vitra banquet, and that year they had the first three presidents: Susan Biggs, Eileen Currier, and Barb Handysides. With the help of Marion Currier, Barb designed a badge and we voted to wear white pants and black jackets just like the guys. It was actually written the object of the club, more or less a social club to plan dances and other social functions for the benefit of the racing clubs. They raised money for a family in need in the community that was part of the racing community, held Tupperware parties. Remember Tupperware parties? I do. They were huge back in the day, weren't they? To raise funds for the club, decorated floats for the Victoria Day Parade, and took the pace car in the Oak Bay Tea Party that was scary as the engine kept overheating. The club sold programs at the track and pictures for Barry Goodman, also Wheels Magazine and Piston Post, who Barb later worked for, and Vitra keychains. The club also held Christmas parties for the children, made donations to the Colonist 500 Club, Salvation Army, Santa's Anonymous, and Lions Telethon. They also worked the back gate, and some of the club members became recorders. At one of the club meetings with Reg Midgley, they asked if Western Speedway could bring back the legendary powder puff races. This is something Barb really wanted to participate in, and by the time the track finally said yes, Barb found herself pregnant. I like that. She found herself pregnant. How did that happen? But if she had been able, she sure could have beat Wendy Surgeon. In 2014, Vitra's first ladies were inducted as pioneers into the Victoria Auto Racing Hall of Fame, and after that, Barb spearheaded the group that designed and set up the booth in the Hall of Fame. Busy woman. Barb had to find sponsors to help with some of the items required for the booth. It was great to reconnect with so many people. On a more recent note, for the past 3 or 4 years, Barb has been delighted to be part of the silent auction and door prize committee for the Victoria Racing Hall of Fame. It has been awesome to reconnect with people that were such a large part of her life in the early years, and especially pleased for finally getting the Hall of Fame induction ceremony televised by Rogers. Rogers guy, that's the Rogers guy. And because he's a Rogers guy, I'm gonna love this next line. Because he's a Rogers guy, he's the richest guy in the room right there. In Barb's words, I feel very blessed and proud to have been a part of this amazing group of ladies and all that we have accomplished over the years. Barb is thankful for the honor of being elected a pioneer by the Victoria Auto Racing Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Barb Handysides. You told me you'd see me again, yes. So after that big, you don't have a gun. I don't have a line for that. Did not expect that. Rogers, leave that out of the broadcast, thank you. I know that after that introduction, you're gonna make a speech. A little speech, okay, Barb, take it away. Okay, here's Barb.
Thank you so much. Man. So I'm probably gonna fall, because that's who I am. But it's been a privilege and a pleasure to be associated with VITRA and VITRA's First Ladies, and also to be able to help in some small way with the Victoria Auto Racing Hall of Fame. This is really important, this event. Some of you here tonight have been in my life for 60 years. It makes me feel old. I hope it doesn't make you feel old. And I'm grateful for your continued friendship. The bonds are rare and truly a priceless gift. I'm lucky to know you. I am very fortunate to have people come into my life who are able to help me help others. Paul McClellan with Rogers TV is one of those people in my life, and I'm pleased to say this is the second year that we have been able to document this event, and through thanks to Paul being an associate of mine. So now I'm going to do a PDA silent auction. That's kind of my passion right now. Without the silent auction, we won't have events like this. So everything that comes from the silent auction comes back to perform these events. So it's really important that you support this event by bidding on the silent auction. And if you want to be a sponsor, and I haven't caught you yet, please come and see me because I'm always looking for new sponsors. So with that said, I just want to thank you all for your kindness and for this honor.
Let's have another round of applause. Barb Handysides, congratulations. Okay, we'll now begin the Hall of Fame inductions here this afternoon. First up, Rick Cudby. In 1970, Rick got started in auto racing, crewing for 2018 Hall of Fame inductee Jerry Ferry. And by the end of that season, Rick wanted to build his own race car. Following year, Rick and Sid Tyler started building the new car. It was a 1955 Chevy two-door with new blue paint with sponsors, Modern Woodworkers, Cudby Roofing, the number 55 raring to go. Starting from the back of the 18-car field, Rick finished first to take the checkered flag and the Roy White Trophy. It was the first of many main event wins. The next main event came after winning the Northwestern Insurance Agency's trophy in front of the 18-car field. Rick's next win came at the 25-lap main event at the Ted Birtwistle Memorial Trophy race. He was also presented with an award for sportsmanship and ability during one special race. The Stock Car Championship race was the next race that Rick won, starting from a pack of 21 cars. On race night of June 17th, Rick set a new track record of 1902, which beat the old track record that he held himself. He also won the most main events in 1972, 6 victories. Rick was interviewed at the banquet and talked about winning the Corby Cup for most main event wins and thanked his friend and crew chief, Sid Tyler, for all the support for the awards. That same year, Rick also won Driver of the Year and Best Looking Car. In 1973, Rick won the Coca-Cola main event with Coca-Cola staff in the grandstands and the trophy girl with the Coca-Cola logo shirt. It's on the arena, the Coca-Cola stuff. So there must be some sort of an involvement here with Coca-Cola, because a lot of mentions, but they were wearing the Coca-Cola logo shirt and pants for the trophy presentation. He also won the special stock car race, the Good Sportsman 100, and the CFAX Popular Driver Award. Congratulations to our Hall of Fame nominee, Rick Cudby. Fits? So there has to be a solid Coca-Cola angle there, because you must have got a lot of freebies from Coca-Cola or something like that. Lots of mentions. Amazing career. Congratulations. Would you like to say a few words? Good. Go ahead, Rick.
I wish I was as good at it as you are, Cliff. Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's been 52 years since my racing days. To be inducted into the Victoria Racing Hall of Fame is truly an incredible honor, and I'm proud to share this moment with you. First, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to Norm Wilcox for dedicating so much time to researching my racing career and putting my name forward for this recognition. Your efforts mean more than words can say. First, I want to express my I got that one already, sorry about that. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to Norm for dedicating so much time to researching my racing career and for putting my name forward for this recognition. Your efforts mean more than words can say, and I'd also like to thank the committee for accepting my nomination and recognizing or acknowledging my contributions to the racing family. A special thanks goes to my main man, my main crew man, Sid Tyler, for all the dedication and hard work he did on the car. He always was there working hard and never hesitated to roll up his sleeves to get her done. I'd also like to remember and thank the late Bill and Charlie Price for their invaluable advice back in the day. Made a lasting impact. To all the drivers and crew I raced with, it was an unforgettable experience. Sharing the track with you was a privilege, and I'll always have those memories. Finally, like Cliff was saying earlier, I hope the future brings a new location for a racetrack, one that will give the next generation a chance to experience the thrill of racing and carry on the legacy of this great sport. So thank you all for being here today and celebrating this moment with me. Thank you.
Before we leave, Rick will get the photo. One more time for Rick Cudby. Congratulations. You know, listening to what he had to say there, this is pretty well how it works. Nobody gets into a sport or any kind of an activity to be acknowledged the way he was here tonight, and others as well. But it sure feels good, and it's acknowledgement of what was accomplished. And you know, it's interesting, Rick, that you thanked others as well. It's not just one person, so that's very good. Thank you for doing that. Daryl Midgley. Before I start talking about Daryl, I have to go back in time. Daryl, your dad was an amazing man. And those early days for me at Western Speedway, and he announced at other events as well in this community, he was truly a mentor to me. He meant a lot to me. And it wasn't so much in, you know, how to talk into a mic or things like that. It was how to be in the community and how to carry yourself. And I did drive AMC vehicles, by the way. You remember the Matador? Like that car was 3 blocks long. Like you park it downtown, you need 3 spots. And what was that old glass thing? Looked like a spaceship. I had a Pacer too. I mean, the whole community could see you coming because it was all glass. Interesting vehicles, but I think about your dad a lot, and it's great to see you here today. Congratulations on this honor. Daryl's racing career started in go-karts 1971 at the young age of 11. This goes back to what I talked about at the beginning. You see, there's another Daryl Midgley in this community who wants to get going in this sport. That's just, you did it that way. And the next generation is out there that is in need of facility. He quickly became a threat to win on a regular basis, compiling many wins and podium finishes, including a national championship in 1978. In 1984, Daryl began his journey in star car racing, and 40 years later, he continues to compete at a highly competitive level. His career kicked off behind the wheel of a street stock, where he participated in a few races before swiftly moving up to Great Court-built Pro Stock. This transition allowed him to compete in the International Pro Stock Series and various NASCAR Weekly Racing Series events. Daryl quickly found success, winning numerous races and breaking track records across the Northwest at well-known tracks: Yakima, Portland, Spanaway, South Sound, Evergreen, Port Angeles, and of course Western Speedway. In 1987, Daryl made the leap to the NASCAR Winston Northwest Tour Series, driving a Howe chassis. Those of us that were around at that time know how big that series was. It was huge. The competition was fierce. Notable drivers such as Garrett Evans, Pete Harding, Ron Eaton, what a fierce competitor he was, and Chad Little. His standout performances including second place finishes at State Line Speedway in Idaho and of course at Western. By 1991, Daryl debuted a brand new Alien race cars at late model chassis built by his lifelong friend and crew chief, Ted Zerbin. Under Ted's guidance and with a dedicated crew that included Glenn Crocker, Dean Pickup, Richard Carlson, Brent Hadsack, Daryl enjoyed significant success. Quite a team. They achieved numerous victories at tracks stretching from Redwood Acres in Eureka, California, Yakima, Vernon, Penticton, including back-to-back Reg Midgley Canada 200s at Western, and the prestigious Wind River 150 at Shasta in Redding, California. In the 1990s, in addition to his late model racing, Daryl also enjoyed a successful stint racing IMCA Modifieds, winning races in BC, Alberta, as well as the Redwood Acres Fall Spectacular. In 2006-2008, the team traveled to New Smyrna Beach, Florida, to compete in the World Series of Asphalt Racing. Throughout the years, friendships within the team continued to grow as Brad Davies, Gord Rendell joined, along with the next generation of crew members: Daryl Crocker, Brandon Carlson, Cole Pickup, Lane Zerbin, Clark Pickup, and Wyatt Pickups. How many pickups are there? Who began? Too many. Who began? Sorry, pickups. who began attending the races and crewing on the car. Throughout his career, Darrell has cultivated a strong relationship with Dwight Kennedy, whose unwavering support has been pivotal in his racing journey. He credits much of his success in the opportunities he's had to raise to Dwight's encouragement and friendship. You build relationships along the way. This partnership not only provided him with a platform to showcase his talents, but also reinforced the importance of camaraderie in the sport. Without Dwight's backing, Darrell believes he would not have achieved the milestones he has, highlighting how vital strong relationships are in the racing community. This bond let Darrell drive the red, white, and blue number 81, a late model for Dwight, and had to compete on the dirt in Dwight's Northern Provincial Pipelines late model series. He enjoyed remarkable success on dirt, winning championships 2009, 2015, 2016, while compiling 66 top 10s. That's amazing, it really is. 54 top 5s, and 14 feature wins. He continues to race the number 81 NP late model on the pavement to this day. In 2007, following the footsteps of his parents, Reg and Ann, who operated the Speedway in the 1970s and 80s, Darrell took over operations up Western, marking the beginning of a successful 16-year run. He implemented numerous facility improvements, introduced fresh ideas to keep racers and fans engaged. Notable events like the legendary boat races, Eve of Destruction, and the Hornet Division became staples of the track. Darrell emphasized that the Speedway was in the entertainment business, sort of almost ahead of the curve, Darrell, because these days the event alone is not enough. You have to have things around it, whatever sport it is, auto racing, baseball, football, hockey. The presentation is almost as important as the event itself. So he was emphasizing the Speedway was in the entertainment business, ensuring that races were timely, well-organized, and efficient, traits that became synonymous with Western Speedway during his leadership. Throughout his career, Darrell has always recognized that the heart of racing lies in the connections it fosters. The unwavering support of his crew, family, and friends have been instrumental in shaping his journey, making racing a cherished family sport that brings people together and creates lasting memories. For Darrell, racing has always been more than just a sport. It's a family affair that has brought together generations of fans and participants, as highlighted by third generation, this is so good, crew members DJ Crocker and Ryder Carlson. It has been an amazing career. Darrell, congratulations. It's time, come on up. Let's hear it for Darrell Midgley. I was thinking back when I was reading the script there, I remember there was a race on during COVID. It was on Czech, right? That was one of the greatest races ever. Remember that night? It was just amazing. Yeah, it was quite a night. Darrell, congratulations.
Wow, what an honor this is. I am truly honored by this and humbled. You know, to follow in my dad and my uncle's footsteps, to join them in this Hall of Fame is just amazing. It takes a lot of people to do this, and they are equally as important as I was to the whole ingredients of this. And you know, I do want to mention them, and if I forgot anybody, I'm terribly sorry, but I've done my best effort to put everybody in here. I'm nervous as hell. No particular order. Just going through my memory. Ted Zerbin, Glenn Crocker, Richard Carlson, Darrell Crocker, Brandon Carlson, Dean Pickup and the boys, and that big Pickup family, Gordon Rod Rendell, Brent Patsack, the late Dan Willick, Jason Frost, Steve Kopp, Lane Zerbin, the late Roger Wade, my good friend Dwight Kennedy, my wife Jody, Brad and Gordon Davies, Gaston Cote, my Uncle Dick. Whenever we needed something, he was always there for us. My cousin Billy Walters, my parents, real rocks in my life. I had no choice. This was the hand I was dealt, was to go racing. I was at the racetrack from 5 years old. Larry Johnson, Rick Odell, my daughter Bailey, Dean and Trevor Bowers, DJ Crocker, Greg and Denise Barnes, Dave Smith, Louis Bossio, Bruce and Allison Brotherton, Chuck Carruthers, and my sister and Elle Wade. Just, it's great support that I had all along the way, and I couldn't have done it without them. This award is every much theirs as it is mine. And on the Speedway side, we had Harold Corbett, George Wade, Daryl Crocker and my daughter Bailey, Steve Peckford, Kim Ferry, Jody, Rocky Horn, Cole Sorensen, Bill Monroe, and all the volunteers. Did I miss Kim Ferry? I hope I got her in there.
Don't do that.
I won't. I know. I had no idea Dwight was going to be here today. I'm honored by this, that he made the trip out here from Alberta to come for this day. And I can't thank everybody enough for making this day so special. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause, please. Daryl Mitchell, congratulations. Now, before we proceed with our next induction, for anyone unaware of the reason Lance Wade is not with us here this afternoon, there was a family emergency in Arizona. So Lance and his sister and brothers flew to be with their dad and mom. Marilyn, their mom, was admitted to the ICU in serious condition. Thoughts and prayers with them. We're all hoping everything is progressing well with Marilyn's recovery. Although Lance and his family could not be here today, we decided to proceed with his induction. Lance will be invited to next year's induction ceremony, where he will be reintroduced and presented with his jacket. The Wade family, again, is another family that's had a major impact in my life, and I'm thinking a lot about them today. They are true sportsmen in this community. Our thoughts are with the family. Lance has been involved as a driver, crew member, and recently as a car owner for over 36 years. He drove Bombers, Street Stocks, Pro Stocks, NASCAR Winston West, NASCAR Northwest Tour, Sportsman, Will Rock Non-Wing, NST Wing Cars, and competed at 28 racetracks. He raced everything. In 1986, he started racing in the Bomber class in the 1971 Mercury Montego. During the 87-88 race seasons, he raced in the Bomber class at Western and the number 98 Nova and finished in the top 10 in points. Lance also won street stock races at Port Angeles and South Sound. He raced in an open competition street stock race at All-American Speedway, Roseville, California, made the A-main in a 68 car field. Between 1989 and 1992, Lance raced in the International Pro Stock Series and in the 98 Roger Wade Motorsports Camaro. He won multiple main events, highlighted by winning the inaugural Montana 200 in 1981. Paid him $10,000 to win. From 92 to 99, he raced 25 NASCAR Winston West events in the number 95 J.R. Edgett Ford Thunderbird and finished 11th in the point standings. In 1993, had one second-place finish at Portland, 3 third-place finishes, including the 1993 Motorcraft 500, 8 top 5 finishes, and 16 top 10. Very competitive. Tri-Cities Raceway will also hold a special place for Lance as the track he earned his first and only pole position in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. He also ran a limited number of Northwest Tour races and won a late model feature at Yakima in Bill and Daphne Vader's number 77 car. Lance attempted to qualify for the inaugural 1994 Brickyard 400 at Indy. 2002-2006, Lance raced BC Sportsman Series and was Western Speedway Sportsman Champion in 2003. 2012 and 2014, he raced Will Rock Non-Wing, competing in 30 events, 4 wins, 13 top 5s, and 20 top 10s. In 2021, Lance was crew chief for number 95 son Kyle in Western Speedway stock cars. In 2022, Lance ran the last Canada 200 at Western Speedway and was also crew chief for son Kyle in Western Speedway stock cars. Then in 2023, he ran NST Wing Sprint cars, finished 8th in the point standings, ran the Pink Lady Casino at Meridian Speedway, finished 11th, was the crew chief for his son Kyle's stock car. During the 2024 season, Lance was crew chief for son Kyle in their LD Industries BC Late Model Series and the Applied Industrial Technologies Westcar Late Model Series. Kyle finished 2nd in points and was awarded Rookie of the Year in the LD Industries BC Late Model Series. Finished 3rd in points and was awarded Rookie of the Year in the Westcar Series. There is another example of the family connections and how it keeps going. And I want to go back to my opening comments. We want to keep it going because this is obviously a great young racer, part of the Wade family. Let's have a round of applause for another inductee, Lance Wade.
As you all know, he's unable to attend, but we're going to do this honor for him next year. So we're going to call him back to the stage next year. So I hope everybody attends again. So thank you.
This is the Andy Cotton Trophy. In 2016, Darrell Crocker stepped into the role of general manager at Western Speedway, quickly making his mark on the organization. He revamped the Speedway schedule, forged new business partnerships, and strengthened car counts across all classes. That inaugural season featured exciting new events, including the opening night of Mayhem, a 3-day monster truck weekend, and a Sunday matinee for children, and the debut of the annual Crazy Train Stunt Productions. As well, to support these developments, billboard advertising space was expanded to the track, and the Claimer class was reintroduced as a North American-made 4-cylinder option, providing an affordable entry point for new racers. Darrell's leadership fostered a noticeably positive racing community locally, creating a welcoming environment where everyone felt at home. This sense of belonging resonated deeply, laying the foundation for lifelong relationships among racers, families, and fans. In subsequent years, Darrell continued to enhance the Speedway's offerings. He expanded billboard space and strengthened business relationships while also making subsequent improvements to the facility. In 2018, he introduced Hangover Breakfast for race teams during 2-day events, fostering camaraderie among participants. The 2019 season brought significant enhancements to the infield, including new concrete pads throughout the pit area and the exciting debut of the race car parade through the streets of Langford. How good was that? That was really something. The 2020 season was marked by the challenges posed by COVID-19, leading to the Reg Michelin Canada 200 becoming the only event of the year. We talked about that with Daryl a moment ago. Despite these difficulties, the race gained national attention through its broadcast on Czech. The popularity of the coverage continued to grow in the following years. 2021 brought further challenges, including a shortened season due to the ongoing pandemic, coupled with the heartbreaking announcement that Western Speedway, the location, would be sold to a developer, signaling the end of the facility. In response, Daryl took action by forming a non-profit organization dedicated to finding a new location for Langford's cherished speedway. Following its closures, he organized the dismantling and storage of the grandstands, ensuring they could be reassembled at a future site. That's the hope. Daryl remained active in the racing community, managing the late model class and providing trackside parts and tire sales to support racers at Motorsports Park. His dedication and leadership have left a lasting impact on the Speedway and its community, nurturing a sport of connection that will endure for years to come. And I was just told that Daryl has a new position with Saratoga. I think maybe he'll have a chance to talk about that. He has done a lot of work for racing in this community, and he continues to do that. We are honored to present him with the Andy Cotton Trophy. Daryl Crocker. Did you just say, I guess I'll talk? Okay. That caught me by surprise. So do we have some news to announce about Saratoga?
Well, yeah, we do have a bit of news to announce. My wife and I, Steve Beckford, we have recently taken over the lease of Saratoga Speedway. So we're going to be back in action, doing that, building on the great things that they already had going on up there. So, you know, we're pretty fortunate on this island that we still have a great place to race. All the while, of course, we're still doing everything we can for our South Island efforts. I just want to say that I'm not very good at doing this stuff. I did a lot of drivers' meetings in my time, and every single time I was still nervous. I'm also not very good at knowing what to say besides just thanking people. So I'm just going to do a lot of that. I want to thank Cliff. I think it's pretty cool that he comes and does this for the Auto Racing Hall of Fame. We all listen to him every morning, and it's pretty cool that he comes here and does this. Of course, Davey and all his crew here, all the unsung heroes. Not many places have something as cool as this. They get to recognize these people that dedicate their lives to racing. Andy Cotton, that's a pretty cool thing. I mean, he built Western Speedway. You know, so getting an award in his name, that's quite the honor. You know, Western Speedway is one of the most well-known racetracks in Canada, and we have him to thank for it. And you know, a lot of people in this room, their lives were shaped by Western Speedway. So that all started with Andy Cotton. Pretty cool day for me for a few different reasons. My earliest childhood memories were Daryl Midgley's car and Lance Wade's car. So the way this worked out is pretty amazing. You know, beyond that, the earliest childhood memories are of Ted Zerbin being in my dad's garage, and Dean Pickup and his racing, Jason Frost, his race car, you know, and for all of them to be here today, that's pretty cool for me. When I was a little kid too, right there beside me, another little kid was Brandon Carlson. You know, we were literally in a playpen together in my dad's shop, you know, while our dads were working on these race cars. And, still to this day, Brandon and I spend a lot of time working on race cars together and traveling all around. So it's pretty neat. Growing up, I never dreamed that I would be fortunate enough to run Western Speedway or make a living, in the racing business or working on race cars. But lucky for me, I've always been surrounded by great people that pushed me to succeed and were willing to give me opportunities. Ted Zerban taught me about building race cars and gave me the opportunity to turn it into a business. Thanks, Ted. Daryl Mitchley trusted me to manage the racetrack. That was a big step. And with the help of a very, very amazing group of people, many of which are here today, we've got, you're gonna hear a lot of these names that you've already heard before, but my wife Bailey, Steve Peckford, Rob Haslam, Rodney Taggett, Kim Ferry, Cole Sorensen, Bill Monroe, all these people. There's no way I could have ever done anything that I have done without them there by my side at the Speedway. We had some really great years at the Speedway during the time that we were there, and it was just all possible because of them. It's the epitome of a group effort. Not one person makes those things happen. More thank yous. So all my family and friends that are here, thank you. A couple special shout outs. My sister Tasha, she's here. She's an amazing photographer, and she really documented the 2022 season at Western very well. I think summed it up in a way that not many people could have. So if you haven't seen what she wrote about that, you should look her up on Facebook and read those things. My dad, for everything. He taught me everything I know. I think all of you probably already know this, but he's the hardest working man you'll ever meet. And he never let me fall short of my potential. And I really think he believes in me more than I believe in myself. And my wife, Bailey. For 20 years, she's been my biggest fan, biggest supporter, and best friend. She absolutely refuses to let me think I can't do something. And because of that, we've achieved some pretty cool things. And I know for a fact that she believes in me more than I believe in myself. And then just thanks for everyone coming tonight to support the Hall of Fame. This is something that's very important, and I think we need to make sure we're making a conscious effort to keep this going, because it's a really great thing. Thanks, everyone.
One more time, congratulations, Daryl Crocker. Loved his comments about family. Of course, that's everything, Daryl. That's fantastic what you said. The other side of this is, and this is a first for me, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this is the first time I've been in an event where I actually met somebody who talks more than I do. So that's just fantastic, Daryl. I think that's a compliment, so congratulations. You should get into promotions. You ever thought of that? Yeah, it's this, right? It's this. Constant. It works. I've done it for many years, and most days it still works, so congratulations to you. We have a special guest speaker here. I talked with him beforehand, and it kind of ties into the theme of what I began this afternoon's proceedings with, the future of the sport on the South Island and how we want to keep it going. And we've heard from different inductees today about the family connections. And I think it's so important. We want to be able to go to the races again. It's just that simple. Steve Kopp, come on up, Steve. Steve has been working tirelessly to try and get something going. Now, when I asked him before he came up, before we started this afternoon, it's almost like listening to somebody who's giving a news release from the police department. He knows stuff, but he can't tell us. Is that pretty well it? So it's kind of like, but it is, I'm stealing your thunder here. It is a positive overview, and I want to thank you on behalf of the audience for all the work you've put into this project, because we're hoping good news is ahead. Without it, without guys like you that are working on it, it's not happening. Let's hear it for Steve Cobb.
Thanks, Cliff. Hello, everybody. My name is Steve Kopp, and I'm from the Vancouver Island Safe Speed Association. I'm here today with my other directors, being Daryl Mitchell, Daryl Crocker, Jason Frost. Vista would like to congratulate the 2025 Hall of Inductees and Award winners. You have amplified the strength of the racing community on Vancouver Island both today and in the preceding decades that we all remember. As most of you know, Vista has been active for several years now, working to find a new home for racing on Lower Vancouver Island. We have met numerous challenges along the way. Despite the occasional setback, we are moving in a positive direction. I can tell you that it has been an adventure. At this point, as we continue to move forward, our excitement has reached new heights. Our recent efforts have been fruitful, and we will soon have some promising and exciting news to share. However, we're unable to disclose any additional information that might jeopardize our efforts at this time. Please know that we are genuinely eager to share great news with you and can't wait to do so soon. Let's just say, Vista is feeling very positive. We thank you for your patience, and as soon as we're able to share more, the racing community will be the first to know. As the process continues, we will seek support from racing families, associations, businesses that make up our community, and we thank you all for being there and for being willing to help the way you can. One of our pending issues right now is the location where our grandstands, equipment, concrete blocks, lamp posts, and all the miscellaneous race gear has been stored over the last few years is coming to an end. We have been notified that everything must be moved by the end of September. So we are actively trying to find a new location. We wish to move all the equipment into its future home, but at this point, that's not yet possible. As our new location becomes clearer, we will lean on the racing community and our volunteers to assist with these significant moves. We hope this move will be to our new home. We will keep everybody advised as this progresses, and we will thank you in advance for your support, whether it's through volunteer time, trucking, crane work, equipment, fundraising, or just being optimistic as we are. Our positive note, among others, is that one of our directors, former Western Speedway General Manager Daryl Crocker, and his family, who couldn't wait for our new speedway to be completed, have assumed the responsibilities and operations of Saratoga Speedway. This move allows Daryl to be immersed even more than he already is in the racing community. While that focus and the main priority of this is to build a new racetrack, Daryl's hands-on leadership helps us immensely while we navigate the acquisition, planning, and building of the new facility. From day-to-day operations of a speedway to understanding what any new speedway will need to be successful, the long-term benefits of Daryl's experience will be immeasurable. Again, Vista thanks everybody for their patience and support. Please stay positive as we have been. We will share more information as soon as it's available. We once again like to congratulate tonight's honorees and wish you all a good night.
So, let's read between the lines here a little bit. He had good news. He just can't tell us. It's like legal stuff and financial stuff. And he just can't tell us. Look at the smile on his face. He knows. But here it is. You think about any community in North America. Okay, the times we're in right now. I bet you there isn't a community in North America that is considering building a new racetrack. It's just, it doesn't happen. Land is so expensive, land's not available, the mood isn't there, political, whatever. But based on what he said, you have to be positive that it's going to get done. And if this is one area that can get it done, we'll do it. I just want to congratulate you, and there are other people involved in this, Steve, but congratulations on all the work you put in. You could decide to do something else with your life, and you decided to do this. Can we have a round of applause for him again, please? Thank you, Steve. You know, one day there's going to be a whole new generation of families here in the southern Vancouver Island going to say, you know what, we're going to the races. We're going to the races again. Let's be positive about that.